There we go, guys. We are back again for another fantastic conversation on Friday Night Counter Attack. We are here. We're back in the studio. We're ready for it. Rocking and rolling. Top five goalkeepers at the European Championships. This is for goalkeepers who we think have been fantastic in international form and who are actually going to the Euro. So there may be one or two goalkeepers who are missing from this list, but because they've been confirmed at the time of the recording that they're not going to the European Championships, then they're not going to make the list. I'm sorry. Travis, you're looking forward to this one, being a goalkeeper yourself.
Yeah, this is a little bit close to home for me. So yeah, let's get into it.
Would you start Vicario for Donnarumma? Side quest.
Yeah, we're getting off track here. So I'm biased. I would say yes, but let me know below if that's a terrible opinion. But I would start Vicario over Donnarumma.
I think it's a woeful decision. Absolutely woeful. Donnarumma's cold, man, but we see better of him for Italy than we do for PSG. So we have to wait and see what Donnarumma is going to do at the European Championships, or even if Spalletti wants to start Gigi Vicario. Fun conversation to have later in the tournament. Right, let's get into it. Comment below your top five goalkeepers who are going to the European Championships. We're here for it. And at number 5, Travis, where are you going?
Number 5, I've got England's number 1, Jordan Pickford.
Nice, Jordan Pickford at number 5. Does he make the top 5 list because he's English?
Or because
he's actually very good for England?
I think that's a little bit disrespectful to suggest.
I am German today as well, as everyone can see. So I am German.
He's always played very well for England. I can't remember him having a bad game in an England shirt as such. And in the last 2 or 3 years for Everton, he's been replicating that form on a consistent basis at club level too.
Penalty shootout hero, of course.
Exactly. In the 2018 World Cup, we wouldn't have got anywhere near the semi-final without him. I think he's becoming a very underrated goalkeeper in world football the last couple of years.
Do you think he's underrated because he plays for Everton?
Possibly.
Not in Champions League football year in, year out.
Yeah, if you're playing at the very top level, it's easier to be considered as a very top level player. I think there's probably something to be said for his personality. He's a little bit of a character, and that might make him a little bit underrated in terms of his football.
Aren't all goalkeepers characters, though? You never really see a quiet goalkeeper that's amazing. You always have to be a bit eccentric, have a bit of bravado about you.
Depends on the goalkeeper. By all accounts, Hugo Lloris was very quiet and very withdrawn. But yeah, he was the strong, silent type sort of captain. But yeah, it depends on the character.
Fantastic. For me at number 5, I'm going to go for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, mostly because he's a second choice goalkeeper in international football. I know a lot of you Barcelona fans will be saying he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I agree. But for Barcelona, remember, he barely gets on the pitch for Germany. We rarely see him play under Julian Nagelsmann as well. And with Julian Nagelsmann, the former Bayern Munich manager, he's not going to rest one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. And there's no disrespect in it at all. Amazing goalkeeper, amazing with his feet. I had the opportunity to go and see him in Barcelona this season, and he was fantastic. And I'm really happy to see more of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, but I think we see much more of him playing elite level football at club level than we do at country.
Yeah, I think he's been unbelievably unfortunate to have, like you say, potentially the greatest, if not one of the greatest goalkeepers of the modern generation, just happens to have played his whole career at the same time as Ter Stegen. So he's been very unlucky. I think without the influence of Neuer, he would have had probably over 100 caps for Germany by now. But yeah, what can you say?
At number 4, Travis, where are we going?
I have got a number 4, France's Mike Maignan.
4.
Number 4, yeah.
He didn't even make my list. Spoiler, he didn't even make my list. I know he's on there as well, is our thumbnail, but he didn't make the list for me. How's he in the list for you?
I think the last couple of years, we've talked about it before recording, but he's got that big move to AC Milan, and on the European and on the world stage, people can now see just how good he is.
Champions League level.
Exactly. That's the difference. And exactly like we were talking about with Pickford, when you get to that level, it's easier to be seen as a top level goalkeeper. And I think he is. Since he's taken over from Lloris as France's number 1, he's done a fantastic job. We'll see how he gets on at the Euros, I guess.
Number 4 for me. Number 4. Well, this is a tricky one because there are some keepers who are incredible for their countries and for their clubs. But for me, what my list is going to be is what I've seen for them for their country as well, because they've been incredible, but I haven't seen much of them for both their clubs and for their country. So I'm going to happily go for number 4. Yeah, Jordan Pickford. I love you, Jordan Pickford. You're going to make the list for me because you've been more impressive for me as an England goalkeeper. Penalty saves versus Colombia, like Travis said as well. The Euros final, saving Jorginho's penalty to make it an equalising option for Bukayo Saka, who obviously let England down that night as well. Jordan Pickford, man, you've got to get your flowers, especially from me. I think you've been absolutely fantastic for so many years, and I'm looking forward to seeing you shine at the European Championships. One of my favorite moments for Jordan Pickford is just seeing how confident he is in an England shirt with his England teammates around him. He is a leader in that team, and I hope he goes down as one of the greatest goalkeepers England's ever had, and I hope he gets that trophy this summer. Travis, who's your number 3?
Number 3, I'm going for someone you've already put in your top 5, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen.
We're sharing notes here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's, again, we've already talked about him a little bit, but
does he start for you?
No.
Right now, this summer, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. Surely you can rotate.
You can rotate, yeah, and I think with Neuer's age and the fact obviously he's had that horrific leg injury quite recently, if you play the two first group games and win them, I think you play Ter Stegen in the third one.
Yeah.
But if they need to win that third one, you play your best goalkeeper.
It's hardly the worst change in the world, but I get what you mean. You have to pick your best players all the time in international football.
He's the best number 2 in the tournament, absolutely. There's no question. And if you were dropping Neuer or replacing Neuer, should I say, if you were picking from any goalkeeper in Europe, he'd be one of the first ones you'd pick to replace him. So they're blessed to have 2 absolutely world-class generational goalkeepers. But for me, yeah, Neuer just outdoes him. I think I would be starting Neuer.
Germany got 4 goalkeepers in their squad, by the way, so they're really not relying on Neuer being fully fit so far. So we're going to have to wait and see if they keep the 4 goalkeepers going into the tournament at the European Championships. Number 3 for me, I'm going to Germany's rivals in the group. It's not Hungary, it's not Scotland, Switzerland. Yann Sommer, underrated. I'm going to give Yann Sommer his flowers for what he's done for Switzerland for so many years. He moved to Barcelona. When Yann Sommer moved to Bayern Munich on loan to replace Manuel Neuer, who is injured, he was incredible. And now he's a Serie A winner after 1 season, a free transfer to Inter Milan. So I'm really impressed with Yann Sommer. That iconic penalty save against Kylian Mbappe at Euro 2021 was unbelievable. One of my favorite moments of that tournament, especially. And I'm really excited to see what Yann Sommer can do. Because just like with Germany, Gregor Kobel, remember, Champions League finalist with Borussia Dortmund, he's Swiss as well. Would you start Kobel or Yann Sommer? For me, I'm Team Sommer all the way. Comment below. Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, I think exactly like you've just said, he's a very underrated goalkeeper in Europe and has been for a long time. Now that he's got these big moves to Bayern, to Inter, and he's winning trophies with those clubs as well, again, harkens back to what we talked about earlier with Maignan and with Pickford. Sometimes you only really get the recognition that you deserve when you join those big clubs, and that's what's happening with him now. For me, in terms of who starts for Switzerland, I would pick Sommer for this tournament. Exactly like you said, Kobel has been unbelievable for Dortmund. He is becoming one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, definitely. Sommer's got the experience, though. Sommer's got the experience of having been there and done it with Switzerland previously. Saved penalties, like you mentioned. He could be a clutch player for them this summer, and I think maybe from the next tournament, Kobel becomes number 1. But for now, for me, I'm starting Sommer.
Number 2, Travis, where we go?
I have gone for Yann Oblak at number 2. I thought
Same.
it was a good stopper. We've agreed on that one, haven't we?
I'm happy about this one because Yann Oblak does not get his flower for Slovenia. He's going to be in England's group against Serbia and Denmark as well, respectively. And there's going to be some good goalkeepers in that group. Kasper Schmeichel, Jordan Pickford, Yann Oblak. It's going to be fun to see what they are like in this group of amazing, talented players. And a lot of people are thinking, oh, England will win the group. It's easy. Not when you've got Yann Oblak in goal for Slovenia. You've got to remember that he's one of the best goalkeepers over the last 6-7 years since being at Atletico Madrid as well, replacing Thibaut Courtois. What's your favourite moments of Yann Oblak that you've seen for Atletico Madrid? Because I'm frightened about him for Slovenia. It might be a 0-0 because of Yann Oblak doing unbelievable saves.
Good question. There's not even a specific moment that comes to mind. I think he's the kind of player that is just so consistently good over a prolonged period of time. I don't think he's a moment kind of player. I don't think he's
Mr. Consistent is what he is.
I don't think he's the kind of player that you think, oh, I remember that time Oblak did this or that or the other. He's almost like a fridge. He's just almost there, always there doing the job to the point where you forget about him sometimes.
Man mountain.
This is why I'm glad we've agreed on him at number 2.
No, he had to be as well because remember, at the time of recording, it's been confirmed that Thibaut Courtois is not going to the European Championships this summer with Belgium. Otherwise, he probably would have made our list respectively. So at number 2, Yann Oblak. We can't not have Manuel Neuer at number 1, right?
Agreed.
Agreed. That's my number one and number two are the same. Manuel Neuer, one of the greatest goalkeepers the world has seen in this modern generation. That's why I'm wearing the Germany shirt today, because I wanted to represent the quality that he has displayed for so many years. I was telling Travis previously before recording that, remember, he was at the 2010 World Cup as a young goalkeeper who was playing for Schalke, and he was a goalkeeper who kept out Frank Lampard's ghost goal as well. So I'm a bit annoyed with him, how he remained typically German at the same time, but Manuel Neuer goes down as one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time for me. Top three, top five, maybe. Travis, what's your thoughts on Manuel Neuer? This Manuel Neuer that we're seeing coming to the end of his career, does he still have it in him?
Absolutely. He's he's getting into the twilight of his career now, but he's aging like a fine wine. He's still playing fantastically for Bayern. He's still playing fantastically for Germany. For me, I think he's the best goalkeeper of my lifetime. I would have had Thibaut Courtois number one for this tournament had he been selected for Belgium. But I think out of all the other options, Neuer is far and away the best.
Definitely. Agree or disagree with our list for top five? If you don't, comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'll see you for the next video. Take care.